not here either. Noah! Noah! Were you calling me, Granny? Sure was. Where have you been all afternoon? Well, I ran some mice out of the back of the theater back there, and I was watching to make sure they didn't come back. And while you were watching the back, some other mice crept into the side, and they took a wig from the costume box. Rats! I've been trying to figure out how a superhero would keep them out of here permanently. Oh, I know you want to be a superhero like David in the Bible, but just remember, David could never have killed Goliath if it hadn't been God's will. Killing bad guys is not something anyone should try on their own. Anyway, Goliath's death didn't get rid of the Philistines. That war went on for several more years. It did? Oh, yes, and while we may expect that the rest of David's life was a bed of roses, remember, roses have thorns. What do you mean by that, Granny? Well, for a while, Saul kept David right with him, like a good luck charm almost. David eventually became Saul's son-in-law when he married Saul's second daughter, Michal. After a while, Saul gave David a high rank in the military, and David led the army to many battles against Israel's enemies. Since God was with David, he was successful at everything he did. The people began to sing a song that said, Saul has killed his thousands, and David has killed his tens of thousands. Wow! Was Saul pleased? No, he was jealous. And then he realized that David, not his son, would be the next king. Uh-oh. Saul tried twice to pin David to the wall with his spear. Yikes! David decided that life around Saul had become more dangerous than life on the battlefield. But he had an ally or two. An ally? Well, who is that? David's wife, Michal, and Saul's oldest son, Jonathan. Well, but wasn't Jonathan supposed to follow Saul as the next king? Well, Saul wanted that, but he knew that God had rejected he and his descendants from being kings. Jonathan and David were very close friends, so close that the Bible says that they were of one spirit. Jonathan loved David so much that he was willing for him to be king, and he would be second in command. Now that's loyalty. Yes, but Jonathan loved his dad too, and he didn't believe that Saul wanted to kill David, so the boys set up a test to find out. This is in 1 Samuel 20, verses 16 through 24. So did Saul pass the test? Well, that would depend on whether you were Jonathan or David. Jonathan discovered that David was right. Saul was determined to kill David at any cost. Jonathan met secretly with David to warn him, and David went home, where his wife told David that he had to leave right then or he would be murdered in the night. She let him down through a window so he could get away. David had no choice. He ran and continued to run for several years while Saul and most of his army hunted him and his men. His men? Yes, about 600 men followed David. They hid in caves and lived in the wilderness, and for a while they even hid with the enemy. They also helped people around where they were camping. Well, that's too bad, but especially since David hadn't done anything wrong. But why did David run away in the first place when he could have just killed Saul? Well, he could have done that, but it wasn't God's will. David had Saul where he could have easily killed him at least twice, but he let him live. Really? Why? Once, when Saul's army was getting close, David and his men hid in the back of a cave. Saul didn't know they were there, and he went into the cave to what, Granny? Well, to go potty. Even kings have to do that, you know. But not as puppets. Well, fortunately, we neither eat nor have to relieve ourselves. So anyway, some of David's men wanted to kill Saul, but David said, "No, it's wrong to strike down God's anointed." David crept up behind Saul and he cut off a piece of Saul's robe. After Saul left the cave, David waited until the king was far enough away that he couldn't hurt him, and he followed him out and he called out to Saul. He bowed down to him and he showed him the piece of the robe that he had cut off. He told Saul how he had gotten it, and he said that there was no reason for Saul to kill him, that he had done nothing wrong. Saul was ashamed about his actions toward David, and he went home. But it wasn't long till Saul was hunting David again. Oh, well, what happened the other time? Well, David and a friend went sneaking right into Saul's camp in the middle of the night one night. The other man wanted to kill Saul, but David stopped him for the same reason. And David took Saul's spear, which was stuck into the ground right next to Saul's head, and his water bottle. Then they went back up into the rocks. In the morning, he called out to Saul's bodyguard, said, "Hey, you didn't protect your king very well." David again told Saul that he had not rebelled against him, that he was still loyal to him, and that there was no reason for Saul to kill him. He had them send a boy up to get Saul's things. Saul and his armies went back to fighting with the Philistines. Well, that's amazing, Granny. Even though Saul tried to kill David over and over again, David remained loyal to him. He never lifted his hand against his king. David did right, no matter what, even at the risk of his own life, and even when he'd done nothing to deserve the danger. Even when, by human's way of thinking, he had every right to defend himself, he obeyed God. That's kind of a superhero power, too. Well, of course it's a superpower. The strength to do it came from God's Spirit. None of us, human or puppet, can obey God all the time without the help and the strength of His Spirit. Oh, I'm glad He helps me. I know I'd mess up every time if He didn't. Jonathan and David were two loyal friends, loyal to each other through thick and through thin, loyal to each other and loyal to the king, but most of all loyal to God in everything. Be loyal, be true, be steadfast through and through, be honest, be brave in everything you do. Give your life to Jesus and serve Him every day. Be loyal to Him always. He'll be with you come what may.